I'm Sarah, and this is Budget Sew, where we create stylish, fashionable looks as inexpensively as possible. Today, I'm going to show you my Simplicity sewing pattern haul from simplicity.com. If you like this video, please subscribe to Budget Sew and follow me on social media at Budget Sew. Just a quick note before we get started. Today, I'm wearing Simplicity 6260, a vintage jiffy knit dress. The link to the video with that dress is right here at the top of the screen. The first pattern I have is Simplicity 8922. These pull-on straight leg pants have an elasticized waist, side seam pockets with trim and finish options. View B has a drawstring at the ankle. View C has a drawstring to gather the front of the lower leg. And View D has what I'm going to call a tulip hem, similar to a tulip sleeve. It's an easy to sew pattern which really caught my eye. The suggested fabrics are batik, chambray, cotton types, gauze, and linen types. All views require 1 1/4 yards of 1 inch wide elastic, and View B needs 7/8 of a yard of 1/2 inch wide twill tape. View C uses self fabric for its drawstring rather than twill tape. It has 2 size ranges, 6 to 14 and 14 to 22. I like when the pattern range has that small overlap, so you can choose whether you want the smaller or larger size options. The finished side length of the pants is 37.5 to 39.5 inches, so for a size 16 for me, it would be 38 3/4 inches. I might add a couple inches to the hem just to make sure that they're long enough for me. These pants would be so comfortable on a warm summer day. I think that I'll have to take another look on Amazon.ca to see if I can find some pretty sheets to use for these pants. The next pattern is Simplicity 9424. This pattern is for Mrs. Hats and Headbands in 3 sizes: small 21 inches, medium 22 inches, and large 23 inches. The recommended fabrics are gabardine, fleece, wool, and wool blends, and the lining should be made from cotton blends, and lining fabric. Right now I'm leaning towards View A or C, but if I made View C, I would need to be careful where to place the center front of piece 8, the hat crown, on the fabric if there was a pattern so that it looked best. View A requires 3/4 of a yard of 3/8 of an inch wide ribbon, and View D, the headband, needs 2 sets of purchased flower appliques. Then there's Simplicity 9472, another easy to sew pattern. These pleated or gathered skirts have a waistband, side seam pockets, and a side zipper, length variations, and an optional side seam slit. This skirt reminds me of Berta style 5837, View B, but I chose Simplicity 9472 because I love the additional views of the pleated skirts. The suggested fabrics are challis, charmeuse, cotton blends, crepe de chine, double georgette, and silky types. 1 7-inch invisible zipper is required for this pattern, and it comes in 2 size ranges, 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. I chose the larger size range so that I got my usual size 16. I think that the gathered skirt into the fitted yoke will make my tummy look smaller and my bum look a bit bigger, which would be nice. Although I saw on Amazon I could buy underwear where the backside is padded, but I think this skirt pattern might be the better option at this time. Then I bought Simplicity 8960 from 2019. This easy to sew, loose fitting, pull-on boho style dress or tunic top has dipped hems and sleeve length options. The pull-on, loose fitting pants and fluted hem skirt have elasticized waistbands. There are 2 size combinations offered for this pattern, 6 to 14 and 14 to 22, so there is a bit of overlap. The suggested fabrics are batiks, chambray, cotton types, gingham, soft lightweight linen types, seersucker, shirtings, and silky types. 1 1/4 yards of 3/4 of an inch wide elastic is required for the pants and the skirts. I bought this pattern for my mom because she found it quite magical, and now that I'm looking at it, I wish I'd bought a copy for myself. I love the look of the dress over the skirt, as well as the ties on the side of the tunic. This always happens when I buy a pattern for my mom and not for myself. I always regret not buying it. Not to worry though, when Simplicity patterns go on sale again, this one will be added to my online shopping cart. Next, there's Simplicity 9229. This knit t-shirt with a front bodice panel has short or elbow length sleeves. View C has a contrast front bodice panel and sleeves. It has an average sewing rating, so it's a bit more difficult than an easy to sew pattern, possibly because there are more pieces to the pattern due to the contrast panels. This pattern is sized for stretch knits only, such as jersey, interlock, and ponte, so be sure to use the pick a knit rule on the back of the envelope. The contrast can also be made in faux stretch leather or suede. It comes in two size ranges, 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. So I bought one of the smaller size for my mom and one of the larger size for myself. I'm going to make this pattern up in some of my knit fabric from Fabric Fabric. I'm leaning towards Knit Fabric 82 in a brilliant red. It's 100% polyester and 61 inches wide. Or maybe I'll use Knit Fabric 301. It's a lightweight poly cotton blend, and it's 60 inches wide, and it's also used to create tank tops, ribbing around the collars and cuffs, loungewear, and apparel accessories. The yellow fabric with navy and red stripes reminds me of tops that I had when I was younger. If you would like to see what other fabrics that I bought from Fabric Fabric, the link to the video is right here at the top of the screen. Next is Simplicity 8701. This easy to sew pants pattern from 2019 features a wide leg design and long or cropped lengths. It also includes blank pattern tissue with grid lines so I can create my own design. Simplicity's pattern hacking collection is designed to put the creativity in your hands. Starting from basic shapes, you can use these patterns and instructions to create unique pieces and build your perfect wardrobe. Simplicity presents several options, but you can challenge your creativity to look for other clever ways to hack the sewing patterns. See how far you can take it. The recommended fabrics are chambray, chino, denim, linen types, poplin, and twill. Some hacks may require fabrics that can be fringed or frayed, and if using 45-inch wide fabric, more yardage will most likely be needed. Extra fabric will be needed to match plaid, stripes, or one-way designs. All views require one 7-inch zipper and one 1/2-inch button. The open leg option will require 5 1/8 yards of 1-inch wide twill tape or gross grain ribbon and 8 1/2-inch to 3/4-inch buttons. The jeans option requires a rivet kit with tools. And this pattern comes in two size combinations, 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. When I opened up the pattern, I was pleased to see some sewing tips in the sewing directions, just like good old Simplicity patterns. For example, there was a section called It's in the Jeans. It said, denim is an extremely versatile, durable, easy to cut fabric and tends not to snag when sewing. Although the fabric can be thick, using the right tools can help make your project fabulous. It recommended using denim needles, following the grain lines, testing the stitches on scrap fabric, and pressing the seams open. There's also a section called Above the Fray, which goes into detail on 2 different ways to add fraying to any style of pant to give it a modern and edgy look. The first method is the seam ripper method, which is the more common method that ensures even and controlled fraying on the raw edge. Then there's the clip and wash method for those who are more adventurous and are more partial to happy accidents that occur when creating. This method will leave a more uneven and less traditional appearance. There's also a section on distressing. There are many fun and creative ways to distress denim to give your pants a more vintage touch, and you can use 1 or all of the methods to achieve your look. Remember, when using distressing techniques, less is more. When washing, any cuts or pulls in your fabric will expand and become more worn. A small hole turns into a big hole after multiple washings. Simplicity suggested testing your technique on scrap fabric to see how the finished product will look. Start by trying on your denim to see what areas you would like to distress. Use a fabric marker or pencil to mark where you would like to distress. The instructions go into further details about using the scissor method, tweezers, sandpaper, a cheese grater, and even bleach. The next pattern is Simplicity 8462 from 2017. This vintage 1940s pattern includes a dart-fitted bolero with long or 3/4 length sleeves, a shaped collar, and revers cut into one with the bolero with an optional lining. The full circular skirt joins the waistband. Flattering tucks enhance the back button blouse, which features a high neckline and extended shoulders. The suggested fabrics for all views are cotton types. View A, the blouse, also in crepe de chine, double georgette, and silky types. Views B, C, and D, the bolero and skirt, also in chintz, crepe, dupioni, fail, gabardine, linen types, piqué, sateen, shantung, taffeta, velveteen, and lightweight wool types. This pattern comes in two size ranges, 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. A few years ago, I saw photos of this make in the Simplicity Creative group on Facebook, but when I went to buy the pattern, it was no longer available. Imagine my surprise years later when it was available again. I just had to have it. Then there's Simplicity 9512, an original quick sew pattern. I just couldn't resist it. This adorable 6-inch high puppy is a lovable friend for your 18-inch tall doll. The pattern also includes a pet bed, leash, cape, collar, and head decorations for special occasions. The suggested fabrics are velveteen, short pile fleece, microfiber, cotton, and cotton blends. The required notions are 2 1/4-inch shank buttons or beads, polyester fiber fill, an 1/8 of a yard of 3/4-inch wide hook and loop tape, 2 small snaps, 2 3/8 of an inch shank buttons, 1 1 3/4-inch filigree medallion, half a yard of 1/4-inch wide elastic, and 1 purchase flower. I originally saw this pattern in 2019 on the McCall's Pattern website as a quick sew pattern, and I added it to my wish list. I was disappointed when quick sew was discontinued and that I missed out on this pattern. But I was thrilled when I found it on the Simplicity website as a Simplicity pattern. It even uses the same photos as the quick sew pattern. The next pattern is Simplicity 9724, an adaptive pattern. Add personality and comfort to crutches with fleece and Sherpa-lined crutch covers, hand grips, and toe cover. Accessorize with a bag to keep necessities close by and securely attached to your crutches. It's really nice to see that Simplicity has expanded their range of patterns to include the adaptive collection. The suggested fabrics are cotton and cotton blends, denim, and twill. The linings may be made with fleece, Sherpa, cotton, and cotton blends. The required notions are hook and loop tape, elastic, webbing, and a square or D ring. I think that this pattern is so handy. Brad has had a few foot surgeries in the past and has said that crutches are very uncomfortable. These Sherpa-lined crutch covers are a fantastic idea, and I also love the toe cover. This is great to cover up the bandages from surgery when out of the house when you can't wear a sock. The final pattern is Simplicity 9508, a pattern for sling bags. I bought this pattern for my mom. Sleek crossbody bags for traveling to the office, outdoors, and beyond. There are 2 sizes with an adjustable back strap. The first is 13.5 high by 7 wide by 2.5 inches deep, and the other is 15.5 high by 7 wide by 2.5 inches deep. This pattern is designed for woven fabrics such as home decorating fabrics, cotton and cotton blends, ripstop, chino, canvas, pre-quilted fabric, and synthetic leather. The lining may be made from lining fabric or cotton and cotton blends. All views require 1 5/8 yard of 1 inch wide webbing, 1/4 yard of 1/4 inch wide elastic, 2 9-inch zippers, 2 7-inch zippers, 2 1-inch D-rings, 1 slide buckle, 1 1-inch swirl clasp, and 1 parachute clip. On an order from Fabricland online, my mom bought webbing, slide buckles, and parachute clips. The link to the video with that fabric haul is right here at the top of the screen. I hope you enjoyed my Simplicity Sewing pattern haul from simplicity.com. Subscribe to Budget Sew for more great videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.